So sometimes we face these experiences where we're needing some direction from the Lord, and we just want to hear from Him. We want Him to say, "Hey, this is what I want you to do," and we get really impatient. And I found myself in an experience like that this morning. I was just sitting with the Lord, and before I opened the Word, as I do in the normal rhythm of my life, I try to do it every day. Spend some time with the Lord, and I just said a prayer. I was like, Lord, I need to hear from you today. And then I opened the Word and began to read. Now I don't recommend. I know God can speak to us when we just flop our Bibles open and we point to a scripture. The Lord can speak to us, but I don't think that's the best way to approach spending time with the Lord. I systematically kind of will read a book of the Bible, and so I'll read a couple of chapters. Sometimes I'll read more, sometimes I'll read less. But this morning, before I opened the Word, as I always do, I was just like, Lord, I need to hear from you today. And so I opened up the Word, and as I'm reading, and as I was reading through there, I didn't have like, boom, there it is. And I think that's what we always want. We want the Lord just to say it. Simplify it and say it loud, like a tweet we could read. Boom, there it is. And man, the Lord doesn't work like that. I found myself reading, and I just heard a little bit, like a layer, not the whole answer, but I was encouraged that there was a layer. And I was like, Lord, I found myself saying, Lord, I hear you. I'm not spiritually deaf. My ears are open. I hear you beginning to speak. And I was so moved by that. And I got up from the experience and was just thinking about, as I was beginning to pray through it and pray about other things in my life, I was really motivated and humbled that the Lord, He gave me a little nugget. And it's fascinating to me that we get so rushed in life, that we miss these parts of the daily experience with God. This is what it means to walk with Jesus, to be led by the Spirit, is that God doesn't just give us the answers all of a sudden. It's deer hunting season. Everybody's out in the woods. They're trying to go and they want to go out and kill that buck. Want to get me a big buck. And I love to bow hunt. Anybody that knows anything about me knows that bow hunting is so important to me. And I've been fortunate to harvest some nice bucks. But man, I had to learn a lot on every one, because them suckers are like ghosts. And it's all of the hunts where I am not successful in even seeing one of the bucks I'm pursuing that make the experience of when it happens so incredible. It's like, all of that effort, all of that time, everything that one particular deer has taught you about hunting, it all comes together. And it can emotionally, man, when it all comes together, it can be just an incredible experience. You have so much respect for the animal. And just the work and the countless getting up and the discipline to take care of your gear and get there early enough, and just the physical exertion that comes from it. That's what makes it so meaningful when it all comes together. And I think that following the Lord is a lot like that, man. There's some like discipleship. Being a disciple of Christ is work. But the joy in the journey of the little bits of information the Lord He's trying to shape us. He's not trying to give us a tweet. It's like, go here, do this right now. Like, it's not landing on chance and picking up a card and it tells you exactly what to do. It's sitting with the Lord and living a life intentionally, day after day, saying, my faith is in Jesus Christ. He leads me. I'm going to follow Him. And as I'm intentionally following Him, He's giving me the information to take me on a journey about me. It's not always about the quick answer that I need and that I want from God right then and now. That's me trying to be God and telling God what to do. And that's not what prayer is about. Prayer is about me sitting humbly before the Lord in His Word and listening to Him as His servant about what, Lord, do you want me to do? And getting the information that I need to carry out in that day. And then when it all comes together, that's when it's a beautiful thing. And that's when you know you're intimately walking with Jesus and he's taking you on a journey, that he's using you to advance his kingdom in the world. So don't get discouraged if you don't have the answer immediately. Look for the things that he's trying to say, that the answer's coming gradually. Sometimes they come immediately, but sometimes they're very gradual. And I think there's a lot of joy that comes from the experience of being patient and intentional with the Lord and letting him take you on the journey and do what he wants to do in your life, not what you want him to do in your life. I hope you have a great week, and I hope this is encouraging to you, and just look for little nuggets along the way, because they make the final product worth the incredible journey that God has you on. We'll see you next time.